Hello and welcome to my channel FaxaKnits. My name is Sarah and in this video I want to show you how I use Ladderback Jacquard to catch my longer floats. In the first example I will show you this. This is my witchling sweater and I used the Ladderback Jacquard in two places. First, the dark floats behind these full moons, and second, the longer white floats between the moons. When I turn this around, you can see we have the dark ladder behind the full moon and the light ladders between the moons. The second example is my current whip. This is the Misurina shirt by Caitlin Hunter. As you can see from the front, between those flower motifs, there is a long space with a cable. When turning this around, you can see that I have installed a ladder behind the cable to secure my long floats. How I did this, I will show you in the upcoming video. When you do color work, you sometimes have really long floats to carry behind your work. To catch those floats, there are two ways to secure them. The first is the classic way by just twisting your main color and your contrast color to catch the float in the back. I did this, for example, on these two floats and also on the other side on these two floats. Problem with this kind of securing the yarn is that it can be visible in the front. For example, here are the two twisted yarns, and also on the other side, here they are. So in some cases, your color work can be interrupted by the contrast color peeking through the main color. To prevent the contrast color from showing through, you can work a ladder behind your work, which is kind of a second layer of knit fabric. You can see the ladder here. It is very stretchy and you can see it from the other side. To do so, you will need 3 simple steps, which is first a setup row, second, knitting the ladder through how many rows ever you need, and third, how to end the ladder. All 3 steps will be shown in this video. To show you the 3 steps for the Ladderback Jacquard, I prepared a little swatch and a colorwork chart. As you can see, we have 2 dark columns and a space of 8 stitches in between where we have to carry the dark float behind our work. We have this line of dots and we have 2 axes. The first X marks where we will set up our ladder in the first row of color work. The dots mark where we will knit our ladder, and the second X marks where we will later end our ladder. So let's start with setting up the ladder. We knit the first stitch of the chart, which is a light, and then we knit our 2 contrast color stitches, skip back to the light color, knit the first half of the stitches, which is 4 from 8, and now's the point to set up the ladder. Put your working yarn in front, grab your contrast color, grab the stitch below the row that you are working on. Create a new stitch with your contrast color and put your working yarn back into your hand. Knit the last 4 stitches of the white and end the row. Stretch in between to make sure your float is long enough. 2 dark stitches, 1 light stitch. This is our setup row. We have all the stitches needed for the chart and additional the ladder stitch. So now we are ready for step 2. In round 2 and every other round before ending the ladder, we will do the exact same step. We will work our chart as normal. Until we get to the ladder point. Again, yarn in front, which is rule number 1. Never forget to put the yarn in front. And then simply work the ladder, let go, grab back your working yarn, and continue your chart. Give it a pull to make sure everything is nice and stretchy. Continue your chart. I will show it once more. Working our chart as normal. We are on row 3 now. And here we are at the ladder point. Yarn in front, grab your contrast color, knit the ladder stitch, let go, grab back the yarn, and continue working in your chart. Give it a gentle pull. So this is row 4 now. I will show it one last time. Working row 4 of our chart. Here is the ladder point. Yarn in front, rule number 1. Work the ladder stitch, continue the chart. Gentle pull, everything nice and stretchy. And now we had 1 row for the setup and 3 rows for the ladder. And when we turn this around, you can see how the ladder is starting to shape. I can go behind. This is not connected to the front. It's absolutely not visible here. And this additional stitch just rides up, but is not visible behind. The ladder is an additional layer of knit. The only connection to this point is the setup here below. So the next and last thing I have to show you is how to end the ladder. So to end the ladder is to get rid of the additional stitch here in between. So we start by working our chart as normal. But instead of working the stitch, we simply omit it and knit it together with the next stitch in the chart. And we continue like normal. So by doing this, we got rid of the stitch, we ended the ladder, but at the same time, we secured the ladder. As you can see now, the last stitch of the ladder has contact to my knit fabric. And in this way, we have a setup, we have the stretchy ladder, and we have the ladder secured in the end. And that is pretty much it. You have to be careful not to twist the ladder stitch behind when knitting the two together, because then maybe it can peek through. But if you be careful, nothing will be visible in the front. So that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful for you, and please feel free to leave any comments or feedback you may have in the comment section below. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope to see you all again in my next video. Bye!